Laura Stiles, you were real emotional this morning when we started the show. The execution of these cops had you.
Oh, it's just... You know what it is? Is like I was reading everything, all the social media comments over the weekend, and some of the stuff that I read, it was just so much hate. And it's just like Officer Lou and Officer Ramos, and they lost. A family is not going to have their son, their father, for the holidays, and so is Eric Gardner. He has children that he left behind, with Mike Brown and even Trayvon Martin. It just hurts me because these are all human lives, and the way people are talking about it on social media sometimes, I can't believe how callous people could be,
I know, and
it just really hurts, and I don't know. When I was reading some stuff about Officer Ramos's son, he did a Facebook post, and I just got really emotional and really teary-eyed because it just hurt.
This is like a really simple issue, it feels like to me, of like, we just don't want people to die. It doesn't matter what side, what you do for a living or who you are. Like, no one should take life for granted like that. And I hate that anyone dividing this and using this as a way to be divided as opposed to be together is what really, really upsets me.
Hi, I have a comment on what you guys are speaking about right now. And I would like to say, basically, if the cops weren't around trying to put fear in black people's hearts, I highly doubt he would have did something like that.
Nah, he's crazy. I'm not doing that.
What do you think? Y'all cannot continue to ignore the issue completely and blame it on this isolated incident.
I am, because he's crazy.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But he's crazy.
Ignoring
I'm not.
Issue.
No,
yes,
the guy killed his girlfriend.
Yeah. He's an idiot.
And then jumped on I-95 because he knew he could get attention.
So you got
came to New York, walked up on a person and was like, yo, watch this.
Yeah.
Then walked over and killed 2 cops, then killed himself because he knew. And by the way, this individual had tried to murder his mother and murder himself years prior.
Yeah,
this guy wanted to murder himself, B.
And he planned it, and he put it on social media as if it was going to make him famous.
Yo, time out, Shawnee. No, listen. This is the moments where you have to shut up for a second.
And separate the issue. You don't want this issue to be part of it at all.
You can't lump these issues, man.
You're speaking of an idiot. Yes, but it's like if we're speaking about drunk driving. How many idiots get behind the wheel every single week? Are we going to keep focusing on the idiot or try to make the whole situation better? Try to make the laws more strict and try to rectify the problem at its roots?
No, the laws for...
We're going to keep focusing on the idiot who gets behind the wheel. You're going to have a million of those.
The laws for crazy criminals are strict.
But they're not strict for police. There's certain people.
No, they're very strict for police.
Are they?
They're just not being enforced.
They're just not being enforced.
That's a problem.
And that's why people were protesting.
So there's another idiot who does it again next week. We're going to focus on that idiot?
Really?
And so there's another idiot who does it the week after.
Shawnee,
we're going to focus on that idiot?
So, Shawnee, you're really going to fall into... You're really dumb enough to fall into... Yes, you are. You're dumb enough to fall into the slippery slope.
Listen, I don't want anybody to die.
No, I don't want so then why are you lumping a protest issue into a crazy person?
Shawnee, it had nothing to do with each other.
You have to understand how it's going to tie in.
No, I understand, but smart people
can't tie them together.
Can't allow themselves to allow this argument to be lumped into one thing. You have to be smart and not just blindly emotional and jump on the radio.
You're emotional.
You are.
I'm not being emotional.
Yes, you are.
We can't ignore what is actually happening.
But that has nothing to do with what's happening, Shawnee.
So it would seem.
No. Yeah, so it would seem. Right. Until we get some other bit of information, that has nothing to do with the protests.
So before these protests, cop shootings in New York City, when they used to call Queens, Killer Cop Queens,
right?
That had something to do with this too?
No, but
so
you can't ignore the fact. No, you can't ignore the fact that they're happening around the same time.
Shawnee,
I mean, we can. All right, so listen. Let's just focus on this idiot. He's an idiot.
No, we're not focusing on the idiot. We're focusing on families that lost men in their lives.
Absolutely.
On both sides, we're focusing on death. We're focusing on the fact that people should be punished when someone dies.
Absolutely.
Whether it's on the cop side or the civilian side.
I completely agree.
That's the conversation. Don't fall into any other portions of the conversation, please.
I'm with that specific conversation, not on the idiot, on that specific conversation.
Right, but there's an idiot that basically broke up some families, B. Like, let it breathe,
So then let's speak about the bigger issue.
No, let it breathe, man. There's families hurting the same way when Eric Garner's family was hurting. We were supporting them too, man. Yo, let it breathe. Hot 97.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
I agree with you guys again. Everybody's hurting on both ends. We're hurting. They're hurting. It's just...
And you're NYPD.
Yeah. I'm at a loss, brother. I'm at a big loss here.
You just heard me and Shawnee arguing. Everybody is trying to turn this into something and not focus on what this is about. This is about death, guys. This is about people, human beings dying.
Which, by the way, Ebro, was the whole issue from the beginning is about people who have a disregard for life. That's what this is about. This is about getting us dealing with people who decided not to care about human lives. And what happened this weekend was such a blatant disregard for life. To be honest, sorry, worse than anything else we've seen. Hands down. Walking up on someone and executing them is as bad as it could possibly be.
The guy, we talked about it on this show. The officer that killed Eric Garner, he didn't set out to kill Eric Garner. That is not what he did in that moment.
He just did his job really badly and should have been punished for it. This is a different animal.
It's all completely bad.
It's all very, very bad.
Guys, officer, we appreciate you calling, sir, man. We send listen. And like we always say on this program, man, when you accept that badge and that gun and you go out and you try to keep our community safe, it is a very tough job, and you guys have a lot of responsibility and heavy lifting every single day.
And I want everybody to know that the NYPD, we don't discriminate against your color, your disability, your ethnic origin. We don't care about any of that. We don't care about any of that. We care about one simple thing. We care about you following the law and not hurting anybody or doing the wrong thing. That's it. We're not about color.
Hello.
Oh, good. I just want to start out by saying I'm a friend of the show. I listen every morning.
Thank you.
I had a very similar argument with somebody last night on my Facebook feed. Somebody had said, look, the protesters took it too far. And I said, no, it's a separate thing. This man had a mental health issue. Yes, he shot 2 police officers. Yes, it is a terrible, terrible thing. But you have to ask yourself, would he have done the same even if there weren't protests going on?
Exactly. I know he shot his girlfriend. Then he drove down I-95 to New York. He walked up on a guy, said, watch this, and then walked over and shot 2 cops. Super sad story. Still taking your phone calls, 800-223-9797. We have Jay on the phone. What do you want to say, Jay?
I just wanted to say, I think you're comparing apples to apples when the fact of the matter is these 2 officers were serving the community, and unfortunately some other people who passed away were committing a crime. And the fact of the matter is that, yeah, you're right, like, you know, it's unfortunate that they died, but I don't have to worry about police brutality because I don't commit a crime.
It's about lives, man. It's about value on lives.
But it's not, honestly, the protests weren't even necessarily about brutality. It was about...
Can I just finish? You're right. This guy that did this was crazy, and it had nothing to do with these protests. But some of these protesters and some of the people that are putting out random stuff get in people who are crazy's head, and they think they have to go out and kill a cop because are brutal.
So are you saying this is sort of like what happened with the movie The Interview? So no one should express their views because we have to have concerns that a crazy person might hear it? I mean, we run TV shows every day. Should the news not cover crimes?
No, but what I'm saying...
I'm just saying... No, stop it.
Sorry. You can't just ramble endlessly and we don't respond. We're the host of the goddamn show.
You're an educated man.
Listen, all I'm saying is this, and I don't disagree with you completely. In my opinion, the reason I was upset regarding Eric Garner or Mike Brown was because someone died when they didn't have to,
and that's why I was upset too.
But there are instances of excessive force with police, and people were protesting that. Like I said earlier on the program, if you're a criminal or you attack cops or you pull a gun out on cops and you die, I don't feel bad for you. If you are out here committing a crime, resisting arrest, and the NYPD kicks your ass, that's been going on for hundreds of years. Everybody understands that. If you are unarmed and the cops kill you, I have a problem with that. I have an expectation. I have an expectation of people with a badge and a gun that they have more restraint and carry themselves in higher regard than your average everyday civilian and criminal.